You're listening to Overseas Dreams.
What's good? What's good? What's good, world? Welcome back to Overseas Dreams. You are tuned in to the best radio show on Earth and in space. This is show 41. And once again, I have a very, very special guest here today. Tell them what your name is, please.
It's Miss Zoe. You find me on all my social media platforms as Soethemonk.
You just decided to greet them all sensual, like.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel it.
Sounding a little calm, cool, collected.
So, please tell the people about yourself. Who is Zoe?
I
know
was
that
asking
might
myself
be-
that question.
Might be a complicated question.
Nah. I feel like, who is Zoe?
Aside from, a poet, a rapper,
Poet. Okay, let me at least introduce the fact that I'm a poet. I've been a spoken word artist all my life, been doing poetry since 8. I always gained a love for the craft, and especially in writing. It's how I got close to my family, got close to my grandmother. She was like my main inspiration for writing. And then I started rapping. I actually say high school, but I didn't start like showing people till college, so like this year. And I've always been involved in doing performance stuff. I'm a theater minor, creative writing major, so like I'm always somewhere. I'm always greeting somebody. But yeah.
Okay, bet. What made you want to start writing poetry in the first place? I know you said since 8, like that's really, really early.
It is young. It is young, but like I feel like it came such second nature to me. A lot of my family, the Bryants are known as a performative type of family, so like we always did things. Family reunions. My grandmother, she used to host our family reunions, and we would do things like Bryant's Got Talent, where essentially, all the cousins come up and show their little talent and stuff. And the year before I started writing, I still was dead set on like, oh yeah, I'm about to be the next Beyonce. I'm about to be the next Mariah Carey. Girl, I'm about to, yeah. And then I got up and I decided to let my talent be singing. Worst rendition. I mean, I'm still ashamed of it to this day. But I was young. It was middle school, and
I give you that grace.
yeah, it was middle school. So I was And afterwards, I was like, all right, I know I'm gonna have to present something next year, so let me just do something different. So yeah, and plus that's the way I learned. Like, you learn how to read through nursery rhymes or Dick and Jane books. So I was raised by my grandma, of course. So like reading Dick and Jane books and obviously rhymes. Yeah, so it just came second nature to me. My first actual poem though, that wasn't until middle school when we had a poetry writing workshop where this man named Mr. Shabazz came in. Now Mr. Shabazz, he cool. I always credit him for sowing a seed that I could actually do something with poetry. But he used to have this fro, and then would have 3 locks in the back, like Stevie Wonder, but it wasn't. I wish he would just let them go. I did. Yeah, he was cool though. So that was the first time I wrote a poem, and it was honestly something. I was trying to give like Erykah Badu spiritual shit. I was talking about, so the unk slowly trickling, and they were like, "Since what do you know about that?"
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I was a little meow back in the day. I'm not ashamed of it neither. But
Oh my god.
yeah, ever since, that's just what I've been doing.
That's what's up. So, do you remember your first poem? I mean, I don't know.
That's a
8
good
years old.
question.
That's a wow. Okay.
Okay,
what is the
not
first
8
poem
years
that
old.
you do remember?
The first poem I do remember. My grandma, she used to write poetry for churches, and she would have kids like perform the poems. I don't know. It was just something about take inventory and ask yourself, is there something else I need to do? Something about like, self-reflecting. I wish I had the poem with me. That's what I should have pegged. Maybe during a break I'll call and I ask her. and she'll tell it to me. And yeah, because that's the first poem I distinctly remember doing. But yeah, Easter poems. That was my start. Easter poems.
Gotcha. Okay. So what made you decide you want to start rapping too?
Ooh.
Cause you like so the first time I heard you, I think in my mind I'm like, yo, she's like a female Dougie Fresh. Like that's how you came off. That's how you came off.
I ain't never
like
been described
the
as that.
voice.
What?
Yeah. I kind of. I mean, that's the best analogy I got.
Yeah, that's interesting.
And I think you were beatboxing too at first, before you actually started. And so, or it went with the poem or whatever, and it was just like
the first poem I distinctly
different.
remember.
And I think it was at
It was
Winter Bloom.
It was at an open mic. It was actually a Sweet Palette. That was Niggas is Suicidal. That was fresh out of Brave New Voices. In 2021, I competed with my team. It was online, well, not too much, but it was online, and we competed with Brave New Voices, and that's like a youth national poetry slam. And we spent that entire summer practicing those. I wrote that poem, Niggas is Suicidal. That was 2020. It was it was like fall, autumn of 2020. And you know how.
Yeah.
We know how that shit went. God,
2020 was.
My chest just can't have me just thinking about it. That was depressing. Oh my God. And it just, I don't know. Yeah, from that point on though, I feel like once I started getting the hang of it, and that whole summer of me practicing the poem and working on it and just, coaching it, that really like shifted my pen after I got out of the youth category. 'Cause I turned 20 this year. Right. So I'm getting out of the youth category now, and we're starting to, talk about more serious but still relatable topics. But I don't know. I still got a life to live, and I still got more stuff to write.
That's right.
But yeah, girl, niggas is suicide. That's just something to say at age 18 is crazy, but
that is.
It was an observation. Okay, I might pull that one out. That one I might pull out.
That's what's up. Y'all be sure not to go anywhere. We might get Niggas is Suicidal when we come back from the break. Y'all be sure to keep it locked.
When Biggie said, "When I die, fuck it, I wanna go to hell," I felt that line strum a chord in me that was once hard to tell. When my mother told me suicide was some white people shit was the moment I stopped telling her I loved her. I discovered there's been an increase in suicide rates among black teens, and every day I gotta wonder what that figure would look like of me in translation. Niggas is suicidal, but elaboration, most of niggas grown folks grown idle. Niggas is suicidal. Hearing my father voices envy for our dead relatives while their souls are resting in peace, he still gotta sell his. Niggas is suicidal. My mother could never stay in therapy, doctors would disregard her needs or meds start her mental entropy. Niggas is suicidal cause they can't get caught lacking. They brothers is dropping like flies wearing disguise when a book are thrown and the charges start racking. Niggas is suicidal cause niggas can't seem to idle. That sense of our worth and purpose ingrained into whatever is our title. While white supremacy been beating on our mothers and others, the trauma got us wanting to hold the belt instead of taking it. We barely making it. The trap house ain't no home, you can't mistaken it. Cause niggas is suicidal. Got them calling their mental illnesses demons because of God got the ability to conquer them. Who says they can't beat them? But them expensive diagnoses got us calling their depression as being tired. Schizophrenia is just badly wired. And that anxiety got them tick, 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 feeling like their time is about to expire. Cause niggas is suicidal. Gotta hustle to stay alive. We never gonna survive old 40 acres in a mule, but we working like a mule. And their tools are copers of 40 and a gram and pit bulls. See, niggas is suicidal. Every moment we sitting idle. We call lazy, sluggish, letting our time by. Independence thrusted upon us on our own title. Cause niggas are suicidal. Even at the slightest inconvenience, my knee-jerk reaction is cutting my time short because the transition seems seamless. I feel like my tattered pairs of shoes that will always be worn, regardless of how much they seem to fold up underneath me or how much they're torn. I'm scorned for saying that niggas is suicidal, regardless of what's on the other side. Niggas ain't allowed to feel that hurt, because niggas ain't allowed to miss days of work. And most certainly, niggas ain't gonna know peace till we end up on a shirt, so question. If niggas is suicidal and it's illegal for us to be idle, why would our plight be just viewed as another song title, another bill titled, or another bill passed, but it still don't stop an officer from laying me right on my ass? It don't stop a store clerk from harassing me. It don't stop teachers from stopping class and asking me if I'm paying attention. I didn't know my presence affected your measly pension, but did I mention that in the end, niggas is still suicidal? It don't matter how you flip the info, cause sources be unreliable. Niggas is suicidal. They can't got places to breathe, rest, sit, or just be idle. When niggas said, when I die, fuck it, I wanna go to hell, I felt that shit strum a chord in me that was once hard to tell, cause I realized we could never feel grief beyond this mortal and tattered shell, and we'll never have opportunities to live well and exhale. Truth is, niggas been suicidal. And hell ain't got shit on our everyday cycles.
Ooh. Wait a minute. What the heck? Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, that's some real.
Where did that come from?
That's 2020.
Well, yeah.
Well,
wow.
You know, I look back at this poem. It's been a while since I looked at this poem. I look back at it and I'm like, at the time I was like feeling it. Like that was how I was feeling. Like I was very isolated from my friends at the time. So like my only modem of expressing myself was through writing. And yeah, that was a dark place for me. And this was a very cynical, what's the philosophy around like a pessimistic. It was definitely coming from a pessimistic place, but that was how I was feeling.
I mean, I think it fit the times though.
It definitely fit the times.
Times.
Yeah, niggas was suicidal. We was motherfucking taking out PPP loans to pay rent.
Oh gosh.
Man.
Remember those?
Vicious.
Wow.
Vicious time.
That was super dope, first and foremost.
Damn.
So I called you the female Dougie Fresh, but how would you describe your style? Because that was wow.
That's a good question.
Not to put yourself in a box.
No. I don't feel it's a box. I definitely have my influences. In my house, we definitely listen to like East Coast rap for the most part. 2020, I was definitely listening to Biggie Smalls' Ready to Die album on repeat, front to back. I know everything word for word, bar for bar on that album. And what else? East Coast things. That rhyme scheme, it was definitely spoken word. I was still like I was heavy in the Def Poetry Jam at the time. And I think at that same, no, I didn't discover Mos Def then. But yeah, that was for most of that. That's rap, hip hop. That's my influence. That's the second half of the poetry that I was exposed to. First half was of course the Maya Angelou's and the classic pieces like Invictus. That's a piece that you consistently have to memorize with Ernest Hemingway. Mm-hmm. But I realized that in terms of hip hop and in terms of rap, there definitely needs to be like a space, as there once was in hip hop, to talk about socially things or things that's affecting us. Like I'm not one to shake my cane. I love twerking. I'm sorry. I don't care. Okay, if girls want to go out and have fun, let them go out, have fun, have their key. But like, when there's a bit of an imbalance. So I definitely wanted to always provide like a perspective that's based in reality. Like we get so disattached from the things that's happening around us because we just so invested in what people got going on in their own personal lives or what they got going on their social media platforms. Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. The celebrity drama and whatnot.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I get tapped into it, but I do notice that whenever a celebrity drama happens or something goes left, a lot of people have a tendency to talk about the larger problem at hand that directly influences it. Like, in the case of like Krishan and Blueface, that's definitely like a matter of the bystander effect in how we witness, real time. People experiencing abuse in relationships, but it's become more of a commodity. So I don't know. It ties into my whole philosophy around like, um, you know, being in exposed or having more eyes on you. They're more inclined to feel like you're caged in. So.
All right. So you said, you was listening to the East Coast rap, specifically Biggie.
Absolutely.
Any other artists or poets that inspire you or directly influence your work?
I got a list. I'm just, yeah, I think about that consistently. What the list is of like, okay, so we got sectors. So, of course you have the female writers that I always loved. So it was like Jill Scott. Now, the only reason I decided to, kind of brand myself as the monk, as the well-rounded individual, is because this summer I was watching a lot of Iyanla Vanzant and Iyanla Fix My Life. And how it. Okay, that might be like, were you trying to get your life vicariously fixed when you're watching that? I mean, I feel like I got my shit together after watching that. I don't know. Don't know. But it's like I do value writers with wisdom. So like Jill Scott, Iyanla Vanzant. I got a couple of her books. Terry on the Tank Ball. Now actually, I don't know if I'm as influenced of her as I was in middle school and like early high school. Queen Latifah, oh yeah. Anytime I tell people this time and time again, that is my karaoke go-to. Who you calling a bitch? Yeah, always. But yeah, that's in terms of like female writers, female artists. But male ones off the top of my head, of course, Mos Def. I would say Kendrick Lamar, but I want to see what like. I just want to see him write a book. Like what is, cause it is abstract whenever he does albums and stuff. But sometimes I get lost in the production, cause the production be good on it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I know he be saying some real things. Frank Ocean, I love his writing as well.
Really?
Absolutely. Do you not think so far ahead? Yes.
It took me a minute to get on Frank Ocean. What was his first album? Channel Orange? What was his first song though?
His first album actually was Future Nostalgia or Nostalgia Ultra.
Yeah, I didn't listen to
that one. Is good. You I feel like you would like it.
What was his radio hit?
Novocaine, Swim Good.
Yeah,
Novocaine was a shit. Sing full of dishes, pacing in the kitchen. Okay, for breakfast though.
It was a whole album that I did listen to. Oh my goodness, and now I can't.
There's Blonded.
Remember? Yeah, Blonded.
Yeah. That one came out. I was in middle school. That one came out. I remember I would go to school just listening to the Blonded album. I'd just be melancholy. Also Nicki Minaj. I loved Nicki Minaj's Pink Print album. That was my middle school hit.
Pink album. You know what? That's honestly the only full album I've listened to by her, and I gotta give it a props.
Yeah,
for that.
like that is a mature piece of work.
Maybe because she was singing. That might have been what appealed to me. It did sound like a very mature piece of artwork.
Yeah, I agree. I wish she did more mature pieces of work. But everybody, I don't knock nobody's hustle. Oh, honestly, if your main thing is to survive, as long as you're not exploiting nobody else, child, you do you. But
Super Rich Kids. That was the song I was
Super
thinking
Rich
of.
Kids. Start my day up on the roof.
Yeah.
Nothing like this type of.
That's
yeah.
That's the song that really kind of pulled me in. And I was like, okay, Frank.
Yeah. Franco, you gotta sit down with him.
And then Chanel. Is that the name of the song?
Chanel.
Like Chanel.
Yep. Yeah, that was a good song. I did like it singles. And Cayendo. No hablar de mí. Ni hablar de. I always pronounce it wrong, but just to be funny. But one day I'm gonna be trying to speak Spanish, and then it's just gonna be like that. It's just gonna get stuck.
What better time to start than now? Hey, then you can write a
Esto
whole
mi
poem
patio.
in Spanish.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't know what you're saying, but it's okay. It's gonna sound dope.
Exactly.
That's all that matters.
Exactly.
As long as it makes sense, you know what I'm saying? And it
Like,
sound dope.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's your challenge. That's my challenge to you.
That's okay. That's my homework.
Learn Spanish.
I mean, I know Spanish.
And
I
then
could just
you can write a poem in Spanish.
a poem in Spanish.
And then you should do it
yeah.
at the next open mic you go to.
Girl.
I think you should. I think that would be dope.
Okay. All right, that's
Y'all
a
heard it
challenge.
here first. That's her
That's
challenge.
a challenge. That's
challenge.
I'm being held to it.
Yes.
I'm being held to it. I guess I'm a woman of my word. I guess I'm a woman of my word. Okay, I can work with that. Okay.
So when we get back from the next song, we'll see how she really feels about it. Y'all be sure not to go anywhere. Up next, we have a K-Tronada flip on Solange, Cranes in the Sky.
Yeah, that's
Y'all don't go anywhere. Y'all don't go anywhere. Keep it live.
Yeah.
You're still tuned in to Overseas Dreams. I'm still your girl, the official Melody. She's still your girl, Zoe. This is still episode 41.
Yeah.
Welcome back. We just got done listening to a Brown Sugar remix from D'Angelo by Sleeping Giant from First Word Records.
Okay.
Yeah, they put out a lot of compilations. I think that was from volume 11.
Oh wow.
And I think so far they got like 19 volumes.
Extensive.
Yeah.
That's
Not on Bandcamp. Go to Bandcamp and follow First Word Records. They got a lot of stuff.
First Word
really,
Records.
from jazzy to R&B-ish.
I like me some jazz.
Remixes.
Okay.
Yeah. It's super dope.
Okay,
So,
okay.
how long have you been like in the poetry scene, specifically in Fayetteville? Oh, let me mention, because I keep forgetting and I can't forget anymore. So if you are on Facebook, follow the group or join the group Poetry in Fayetteville. It lists pretty much any open mic or slam that's in or around the area. So if you're anywhere near Fayetteville, North Carolina, join Poetry in Fayetteville. Super dope group. But yes, how long have you been in the poetry scene?
A year.
That's it?
A year. I'm thinking like I didn't 2021 after Brave New Voices. I showed up to a couple of things, and then I went to school, and in the summer I was in school, and then 2022 rolled around. I usually only pop up in the fall. I try to pop up in in January's and stuff, but the last two my dad gave us all COVID, so like I wanted to compete in like the Detour Slams, and my dad gave me COVID, so I couldn't go. Both times, both years.
Oh my gosh.
I gotta stay away from like the plague around New Year's again.
Only a year?
Yeah, only
That's
a year.
as long as I've been in it, honestly. That's crazy.
Hey, gotta start from somewhere.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
So,
I
have you been in poetry in Fayetteville for a minute though?
I've been doing poetry in Fayetteville for a long time, but people just starting to recognize me for the poetry. Kind of getting a little interesting. Sometimes somebody be like, "Oh my God, ain't you? Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
It's a little weird.
It's a little weird, but it's okay. I'm not tripping about it.
I need to see you at more events though.
I know. I
know
promise
when they are.
I know when they are. I am on the Facebook
where they
site.
are.
I'm gonna do it. I can't give you a proper measure, but just know that I will be present. The parentheses.
I'm gonna hold you to that.
Parentheses is crazy. Yeah.
I'm gonna hold you.
Please do, cause.
I mean, you just missed Tap. You know
I
what I'm saying?
did.
You did.
I saw it and I was like, of course, the day I don't go is when they doing it.
Third Thursday.
Thursday.
And then the sit room this coming Wednesday.
This coming Wednesday.
Yeah, the 25th, 26th, one of those.
What time?
days.
Because I also picked up a gig at a smoothie shop.
So it was it 7? I think it's at 6:30 now. Either way. Yeah.
So that means the store will start closing at 7 soon. So I'll be getting off at 7. And Okay.
You got to.
Okay, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna figure out my schedule.
Worst case scenario. Well, worst case scenario. That was the
But
wrong thing to say.
But
I mean, you know, coffee scene is every Monday. So.
Yeah.
And I need to get back to that too.
I just secured an internship with Black Canvas, the Black Canvas Gallery. He was like, "Yeah, if you want to like host open mics and workshops and stuff." I was like, "Oh, you gotta tell me twice."
So I can look forward to a workshop or an open mic by
Maybe.
you.
I don't know. I'm still trying to get all my ducks in a row. Make sure I got, But that's what I'm working on. That's what I'm working on.
I'll be looking for it. I'm serious.
You better. Yeah.
So your first challenge is to write a poem in Spanish. Your second challenge,
it's to make sure
make that happen.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. You're gonna see flyers all down this hallway, all down every. I'm about to
see it in the group.
Oh yeah, it's getting set up.
All right, so if you're in or around Fayetteville, North Carolina, be on the lookout for a workshop or open mic or
they
both,
always
whatever.
Fun. They are always fun. I'm a hoot.
I try to make as many workshops as I can. I know they're not super duper frequent.
And I don't like that because, especially within poetry and especially within writing, you have to have consistent practice. You can't just like do it on the off days or do it when you have that strong feeling, or at least you want to be able to have time to like practice it and improve it. So, yeah. But it's coming. I already put it into the ether.
Right.
It's coming.
Looking forward.
It's coming. Period.
2024.
Shit, 2023. Hell.
I mean,
okay. Let me not say that because then I'm a
We got a little. Okay, 2024.
I got a little bit of time. I know I can do it. We gonna see.
You can do it. You got it.
See it. I meet him next Monday.
Okay. Bet. You got another piece you want to share with the people?
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I be writing my little raps or whatever. Fresh Junior. I be writing my raps. I be doing a little something. Okay. So I titled it Fernandad. The background is so I was getting my brothers, a few books for his room and stuff. That's usually like my gift that I give to people, books. And when like I know they don't read, I just don't. I just don't give them gifts. I don't care. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Are you a reader?
Yeah, I'm a bit of a reader. I have, I like being surrounded by books. I ain't got no TV in my room, so like.
Hey, you know what? That's. I like that.
Monastery. I'm trying to get my energy together. Yes. So I got him a book. It was titled Fernandad, and it's about this bull that he's like he's a pacifist. And it was initially I got it because it was on a like list of banned books, and I was like, oh yeah, let me just get one of those. I don't care. Yeah, I'm gonna grab one. Yeah. So I got Fernandad, and essentially the story is bull. All he likes to do is just sit in the shade and watch. And just play with flowers and stuff, just being a real pacifist. And then the people come by, or like the people in the circus, or people in the matador ring. I wasn't paying too close attention to the book, but the people were like, "Oh, we need a bull for the matador ring," and then he got stung by a bee, and then he ended up being in the ring. But then he just sat there, and then the flowers and. Was being a pacifist. He didn't want to be a raging bull to a bunch of matadors. Right. And I found that so powerful. I don't know. I was like, yeah, the path of least resistance. So I decided to title it this one, but I'll explain it afterwards. I know people never forget a face, from my very first love to my very first mistake. My house shakes from distant Fort base, afraid we about to be hit and karma gives us a taste. From the same countries that been destabilized, we take a patriotic lies, but adopting them gonna be our main demise. Cheering the matador, but run when the bull chase you. The shit is spectacle, so I stay up in my stable. Turn a blind eye to niggas that getting into shit, cause I'm ice cold like Inuit. Now how you a nemesis to someone with no enemies? Everyone a friend of me, I never did the frenemies. You sending beef hilarity, I ask it with sincerity. I've been a Buddha head since they made the horses rarity. That's a My Little Pony reference. Ain't scaring me. You ask when I see you and I say barely. You talking, making a wish, but it's like trick. You think I'm charity? Like Donna Springs or Summers with no hummers. Shit feeling a little off. Like there's a change in our numbers. Black is in the red and the president is dead. Like there's a riot up the block and they in the traded trying to steal bootlegs. But to be honest, I ain't even scared. The country might collapse and I don't even care. I wonder what my last name was before here, but even pre-colonialism, they'd still stare. Yeah, I don't know. I was looking at the news and stuff and about the world, and I'm like, at some point, this shit got to fall on us. At some point, we've done enough. We've definitely, as a country, have done enough. Yes. Where that karma, I don't know what the karmic debt is, but I do know it is costly. So,
like that.
Yeah.
You definitely have a style about you. I'm not gonna try to describe it outside of female Dougie Fresh.
Yeah. I got a bit of a. I mean, that's usually.
But you're a storyteller.
Yes, very much. I come from storytellers. That's all we do.
Especially that niggas is with my God. Yeah.
That's how it be.
So, you said you were going to try out for Detour the past couple years and ended up getting COVID. Have you slammed before?
Yes, that's what I was doing in high school, but I haven't. Now I have been in. I've been in adult swims with adult people, and I don't make it past the first round. But am, como se dice, optimistic.
Como se dice.
Very much.
How do you say in Spanish?
Yes, I am. How do you say optimistic? I'm very much blonde. I will fight with one hand tied to my back. You know, if I want it that bad. Plus, I want opportunities to travel to poetry. You know, get my name out more and stuff.
Right. Okay. What made you want to slam in the first place?
Competition. I'm a very competitive person.
Okay.
I'm a very competitive girl. Yesterday I was at my friend's birthday party, and it was me and my friend TK. You know, we was wandering around, and you know, every game I was just ace motorcycle first place.
Oh my gosh.
What's the one game with the, I don't know, any game that's competition in first place, I was getting first place. Okay, I'm very competitive. There's high expectations. I want to be like an Olympian in what I do.
Slammer.
Yeah, I want to be an Olympian slammer, but it's just, I know my biggest difficulty about, you know, getting into slamming or like, you know, that sort of nature is just the energy of it. It's just, it feels like I know it's gonna be exhausting.
Oh gosh.
Because it's just like non-stop. You go in and give 100% every single day, and it takes a lot of energy. I know I can do it, but I'm just.
My issue is that I'm working on it, and I think I finally accomplished it with that the Trap and Poetry Slam was putting myself into it. I'm not used to doing that. I don't usually, like, I feel my poems when I write them, but then that's usually it. I don't feel them afterwards.
Right.
So like having to practice and put myself into it and then give my all on the stage is new to me.
That's especially important. Important. But that's how I was trained, you know, all it throughout my time. My training days was, again, age 8 to 12.
Right.
And so like that's how I was drilled into it. And my grandmother, she was like, "You're not about to go up on that stage." And in today's, that just wasn't gonna cut it. Right. So yeah, that's how I learned it. I just find this, okay, so we're positioned at this window in one of these buildings, and so I just been walking and just watching these people walk past, and I just think about fraternities and sororities and how people just grow old and be like,
you should write about that.
Shout
out Fayetteville State.
Shout out FSU.
It's homecoming weekend.
Right?
Shout out FSU.
Yeah.
I kind of slightly feel like I can't say back in my alma mater because these ain't my colors.
But that's okay. And every HBCU has a similar culture. I know after this, I'm gonna have to go back out on the yard. They see me. I was in all white, and they see me walk past. So I know. Some people gonna stop me, or some people gonna see me.
Definitely.
And I done ran into a bunch of people.
If I could do it all over again, I would.
Definitely.
100 times over.
Definitely.
And then like, so I went to an HBCU, but then literally right next door was South Carolina State. There was another HBCU, and we were literally just separated by. I mean, we would walk through that gate all the time.
Segregation. Yeah, segregation. Segregation.
Like
that's us in
SC
Methodist.
State was like the hood, and we were the bougie college or whatever. But it was always a good time. And be honest with you, like I wish we had, I don't know if y'all have any, but I wish we had more poetry events, because we only had
we don't.
one a year.
That's what I'm trying to get started.
Right on campus. Okay.
Again, I'm trying to like, poetry is dust, and I'm just that's what I'm trying to do.
You should definitely do that.
Yeah, I know. Everybody got
like
a
some of these
space for it.
colleges don't have anything poetry related. Like I literally only recall one a year.
But I mean, we're starting to get more in terms of people are starting, like, the other day we had a talent show and somebody came up and did a poem. I don't like the fact that they didn't call me for the talent show, but honestly, I understand, I don't understand, actually. I probably should call somebody. I don't care.
You probably should.
But I am going.
Throw your own, like, showcase, do a undergrad slam.
Yeah, undergrad slam. Yeah, I'm gonna try to
specifically for homecoming.
And plus, since the Black Kivas Gallery is like right down the street, I'm just like, I'm gonna be planning stuff. All I needed was just the space. I can make the flyer. I got the person behind me. I just need to do it. That's all. That's all up to me.
You got it though.
I know. I got it.
You got it.
I hate planning shit. I'm sorry.
I mean, you're gonna have to.
I'm gonna have to.
Talk to LJ.
Yeah, I'm not tripping. I'm not tripping about it. I know. I'm
LJ,
just gonna keep
Mr.
playing.
Neil at the coffee scene.
Yeah.
Like seriously, y'all, poetry in Fayetteville, like it's so many different open mics and slams, and of course, you got the ones that even if they didn't start it, they've been pioneering the way. The goats of Fayetteville poetry, if you will. And they the real ones. They be traveling and whatnot. I be trying to get to
I'm trying to start doing.
in Durham.
Yeah, I'm trying to start doing that too.
Yet.
I feel like that's my goal for age 20, to start traveling throughout North Carolina. Cause there was this one time, South Carolina. This was after Brave New Voices, where I went to. I think they had a poetry convention with I don't know, some man named Willis. I can't remember his full name, but they had a whole poetry convention. I competed in that one, didn't get past first round, but. It was good that I got the experience and the fact that I was able to travel outside of the state for poetry. But that wasn't the first time. Then when I was working with Get Lit, that was 2022. I was working with Get Lit. It's a nonprofit within Los Angeles, so it was online.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't say I miss it, but it was good that it was something for me to do, because I was at home all day, so it was like. You had your schooling, and then I had Get Lit, and then I had home. School and Get Lit, home. So I liked it though, and that gave me the opportunity to. They flew me out. I got flued out. I got flued out. Yes, for a premiere. Now at the time, it was not a fun trip. It was cold. It was February. I did not dress for the weather. I was.
Oh.
But I'm glad I got that experience. It was the first of many experiences, and I know I'm gonna be out back in LA. I know I'm gonna be traveling. That's my goal for 20.
Absolutely.
Travel.
Yes. Y'all be sure not to go anywhere. We're gonna be right back. Up next, we got Check the Rhyme by A Tribe Called Quest. Keep it locked.
You're gonna come deeper.
I attend the illustrious FSU, staying on track of what I want to pursue, but people trying to play me about my white and blue. We been here since 1867, this ain't nothing new. So let me take a query, it's clear that y'all don't hear me. I said we certified and established like a theory. Some come close, but other schools ain't near me. And to even try shit is getting kinda eerie. If you thought things was sweet, then you must be mistaken, cause we about to stampede and leave your stadium shaking. BRONCO, leaving hoof prints kicking dust up your nose.
You write that?
Yes. I be doing chants. I do rhymes. I do jingles. Yes. Yes, it cranks out of me.
You need to teach that.
I'm
on
going
campus.
to. I'm going to.
That needs to be like the
Yeah.
homecoming theme song.
Yeah.
or something.
B-O-O-S-C-O. Leave it off, Prince. Kick it, dust up your nose.
That was dope. Like that. Like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
all right. Rocco Pride.
Yeah, Rocco boy.
That's what's up.
Little
So-
something, little something.
Earlier, you mentioned you want to travel,
Mm-hmm.
specifically for poetry. Like, and you said you've been to LA.
Yeah.
So outside of LA, where else would you like to perform? Within the country, and then
Louisiana,
where would you like to perform outside the country?
Houston.
Oh,
I want to go to Houston. I want to go to NOLA. I want to go to Baltimore. Baltimore got a big scene up there.
really?
Baltimore, Maryland.
Now Houston, is it Houston? I think it is Houston.
Houston
right
and
about
Dallas.
now.
Yeah.
Is in Houston.
Yeah, right about now I was in Houston too. And I met a bunch of people. Like, I got my homegirl Jalissa, and she competed in the women's of the world poetry slam with what's her name? With all the heavy giants. Yeah, I want to at least go up there. I don't know if I would slam for real, but I would definitely like to, go out there and meet people there. Definitely I want to go to like all the poetry events, Southern Fried, and I do want to travel to New York, but I know I could get a little overstimulated, so I'm not sure yet. I already get overstimulated in the arcade, so I don't know how it's gonna be if I walk down. I don't know, but I know that's in the plans. I don't know, maybe like take a small step in the Midwest, not too much, maybe like Detroit, Michigan, or I don't know. I definitely want to go to all the black places.
Detroit.
I want to go to all the black
City.
places.
So if you had to travel for poetry outside the country, where would you go?
New Zealand.
Really? That
Number
was
one
with
place.
no hesitation.
No hesitation. I had this first grade teacher who was a transfer from New Zealand, and so that entire year I ain't learned a lick in class. My grandmother had to like school me outside of class because but she was going over like it was a whole thing about culture and the Maori culture within there, and I learned like the haka. Like I feel like it would be fun for me to be in New Zealand. If not there, then of course somewhere in Africa, Nigeria. I always said I wanted to go to Amsterdam.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just very, very inquisitive and very curious of the world.
I'm sure just going over there would probably inspire some dope poetry.
Oh, absolutely.
In itself.
Absolutely. But I noticed when I went to Los Angeles, you're taught or you're told like, yeah, out in LA they got the Hollywood sign, they got this, that, and the third, and like you get there, it's like what's the difference between here and Fayetteville, except there's just more buildings next to each other.
Oh wow.
There's not much of a difference. They got a homeless city, and like I just think about big cities, and they're not much different from one another because ultimately that's the reflection of America. Like you on one end of the street and you got nice brownstones, and then all the way at the other end is Skid Row. You got the Hollywood Hills, and then right outside of it or right adjacent to it is more poverty. Like, but I wanted to, when I was out in Los Angeles, I wanted to go to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, and of course my dad was like, no, that's the hood, and I'm like, we live in the hood as is. I don't know. Don't know the difference. I'm not rocking no colors. I know I'm not gonna get robbed. You, however, I don't know. You might have to put that polo up.
Have you ever written a poem about food? Since you brought up Roscoe Chicken. Really? Never?
No, fried foods. Yep, but it was like an extended metaphor about rage. Fried foods, how it brings up your blood pressure. Same way that.
I would love to write a poem in that vein. I gotta be inspired enough for that.
Oh yeah, no,
I've
it's
only
okay.
written like maybe 2 poems dealing with food.
Yeah,
And usually it's random.
Yeah,
It's usually really random for me.
yeah, I agree.
It's not really the direction I try to go in.
And plus, like when you think about when you're writing poetry for food, it's like, oh, it's got to be about good food. Sometimes you just want to complain about a bad order that you got from someplace.
Yeah.
So I find inspiration in everything. Like in bad experiences, good experiences. When I'm on dating apps, my shit says I'm here for writing material. Literally. Literally says that.
And I'm sure you can get a lot.
I do.
Oh gosh, yeah, so
I
much.
do. Everybody like being in the poem. Everybody like roses are red, violets be blue. I love you.
What
deep.
if
I
that
love
ain't
you.
the poem you in though?
Mm-hmm.
You might be in a poem where I'm dogging you out.
Mm-hmm. That too.
And
That
if
too.
I am, I got a reason.
It's a game of Uno. It's a wild card. Always wild cards.
I feel that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I know you said you want to go to Southern Fried. Let's say if you don't make Detour, like you gonna try out next year because you're not gonna get COVID. Would you go as an indie for Southern Fried?
Yeah, I would just like to go. Period. I don't matter if I'm in the front, in the back, if I'm performing in the back. I do like to. I'm good with coaching. I'm really good with like coaching people in performance and stuff, and you know that's more of my vein, especially coaching, teaching poetry, and yeah, I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to really much. If you say we got you a hotel room, free transportation.
This Southern Fried ain't gonna do that.
Ooh. I don't want to be living in nobody's car now. I don't know about that. But it's like we got your number. You ain't got to pay for registration. You ain't got to do this. You just. Girl,
that sounds nice.
It sounds nice, but we gonna
next
see.
year it's gonna be in Florida, so.
Florida.
I'm sure.
Now I went to Florida this summer.
I think Pompano Beach. Never heard of it, but I'm sure it's gonna be more expensive.
Be in somewhere like Pensacola.
Oh yeah, I don't know exactly where it is. Florida just sounds expensive.
Yeah, cause it is down there. You gotta be careful about Florida. They do coke.
I do want to go to a Southern Fried one year because the amount of different one-off slams that they have and open mics just sound. I mean, don't get me wrong, like the finals, that sounds dope.
Right.
But all these other minor slams that they have, it just sounds like a whole festival I would just love to be a part of. I feel like I'd be so inspired.
Yeah.
Maybe
you always gotta go to festivals. I always suggest people to, visit festivals if nothing else. If you can't go to like people's concerts, like when I saw Beyonce in 2000, it was sometime in middle school. It was the only concert I ever been to, but it was inspiring for me, and I was like, I know one day I'm gonna be on the stage like that. But like ever since I've been going to festivals. Of course, like I like going to festivals alone personally. I know it's a bit of a safety issue, but it's like you don't get a full perspective of the overall environment until you.
I'm mad that I missed the last poetry, the SERNC.
Oh, you didn't see
Festival.
the Southern East
That
Regionals?
was last year. It was the last one, and I really wanted to go, and I don't remember because I had never been to a poetry festival before. I didn't even know they existed at the time.
They do.
And I was just like,
They got poetry festivals, music conferences.
So inspiring.
Yeah.
I did go to the past slam, but man, I wish the festival hadn't ended.
They gonna kick up again. They always happen throughout the year.
That would be dope.
Yeah, but most of the places that have those is like honestly black oriented areas, so like Michigan, DC, and Baltimore, all them places.
You said you like teaching poetry. So just real generically, if you had to teach poetry, like how would you go up? Like I'm your student.
Most of the time,
I'm your student.
I always quote songs because songs are a child's first exposure to poetry or to something that rhymes. So, my first lesson when I was like doing workshops, I wanted to like do Ice Spice. Ice Spice is a good basic comprehension and understanding poetry and understanding similes, metaphors, and how to properly rhyme. You could teach Ice Spice to a 4-year-old, and then you build off of that based off of the writing. So in terms of teaching poetry, you always just gotta meet them with the song. That's first, because they'll recognize the song, but they ain't gonna recognize no William Shakespeare. They not paying attention to stuff in the book no more. But if it's something catchy, something that'll keep them on their toes, like damn, she in her mood. What do you mean by she's in her mood? What happened to it? You know, we sit down and we deconstruct what the song is actually saying.
Right.
That's how I do it with a lot of teacher. So
You gotta let me know when your next workshop is.
oh well, I'm
always looking for them anyway.
They're getting planned. They are being planned.
Would you ever do like an online workshop?
Absolutely. Hey,
I'm gonna be looking for that.
I better see you there.
I'm gonna be there,
You'll be there.
front and center, ready to write.
All right, so chapter
Don't
1.
be giving me no like super duper hard writing prompts.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that for no general thing. You gotta give. I do want to start doing like. So when my grandmother was coming up, she used to tutor kids, like do one-on-one tutoring, and I thought it would be so cool if I did one-on-one tutoring for poetry.
That
Would be something cute that I could like take around in April, cause you know April is like National Poetry Month. I could take it around in different schools.
30 for 30.
But the thing about it, these low-income, at-risk schools, they don't like people trying to reach out for resources. They don't like. They a little iffy about that, and I don't know. Like it's not. I gotta get all my accreditations so that I can be able to go into schools and do that. Because ultimately, that's at least what I want to do for a little bit before something take off. Because you know I got them MTV aspirations.
Listen, I'm here for it. Do you do a 30 for 30 every year or at all? You ain't done it yet. This was my first year. I had never heard of it.
I ain't never heard of it.
And I made myself do it.
Wow.
So
As you
you
should.
write a poem every single day in the month of April. That was very challenging for me.
That's not challenging for me. I write a poem every day.
See,
I write a poem every day.
you could easily do the 30 for 30 then.
Yeah, 30 for 30. That's nothing. That's nothing.
That's your next challenge.
That's my next challenge. It's the fact you gave me 3 homework assignments.
You got 3 homework assignments. You got to do 30 for 30 next April.
Can't believe it. Wow. Okay. I like that. Because I don't get challenges as often as people should. I don't like, okay. 30 for 30.
30 for 30.
30 for 30. Okay. I could do that.
Now, if you want to give it a theme, you can.
The
The only rule is write a poem a day.
Right,
And I think technically for the National Poetry Month, I think you're supposed to post them every day. I didn't do that,
Oh, I'm a postman.
I wasn't
I'm not
doing
gonna write
all
it just
that.
for.
but I wrote them.
That's good.
I didn't post any of them.
That means
I
I'm
don't
gonna give
think.
you a challenge. That means next year you gotta post all of them. Now,
That's if I do the 30 for 30
Hey.
next year. I might
Hey,
post.
hey.
Okay, you know what? Challenge accepted.
Challenge accepted.
I need
You
to
give
get
me
out of my
homework, I'm
comfort
giving
zone
you-
anyway.
Exactly. You gotta start from somewhere.
I gotta figure out how to do it though, because usually when I post my poetry, it's a performance, or
Right.
I'll make a reel. I don't usually just post an image of my poetry.
Right. Well, I mean, sometimes you don't even have to do that. You
mean,
could
I
do
guess I
like
could do
you
that.
could do like a video of you performing it. But see, that's the thing, cause I be hating having to do personal videos because of how many takes that you make. Be like, it's not that good. I feel like I'm not.
Yeah, that's why I'd
yeah.
rather make a reel with some kind of visual, but that's a lot of work too. You know what? I think I'm just gonna do what everybody do: type them up, make
Type
a little
'em up.
image of it, and do it every single.
Put
That's
it in
a lot.
Canva. Put it in Adobe. That's not a lot. Making something in Canva, you could do it on
I
your
don't even
story.
know Canva.
Okay, do it on your
I know
story.
Photoshop.
Do it, okay, you know Photoshop. You do it on Photoshop. Do it with Adobe. I don't know. You just gotta
You know
do it.
what? I
Whatever
can do
it
that
look like.
challenge. And I might post it on Instagram and Facebook. See, now my poetry doesn't hit Facebook.
My poetry barely hit Facebook.
It's on Instagram.
because it's mostly like my relatives. They gonna be like, girl.
What are you doing? Why are you posting that? I don't even post like that.
Nah, they don't. They
So-
wouldn't trip about it. Be like, oh my gosh, did you see Zoe's poem today? Wow, she just. Girl, what is she talking about?
Listen, if you
What
want to
is-
hear my
what is,
poetry, you go to my Instagram.
Yeah.
That's about it. Maybe in April I'll post them. That'll probably be all the world gets out of me on Facebook.
I understand.
We'll see.
We'll see.
But speaking of Facebook, Instagram, and whatever other platforms you use, where can people follow you?
You can find me on Twitter. You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on YouTube, all at SOETHEMONK. I'm all up in the mic. I know I'm fucking with audio. My bad. My bad. I just wanted to give a quiet storm type of vibe. Yeah. Soethemonk. SOETHEMONK. Soethemonk.
That's right. Check her out on all the social media
SoundCloud
platforms.
too. I might put out my mixtape.
Hey.
Don't do too much. Don't do. Relax.
Hey, female Dougie
Relax.
Fresh.
Relax.
All right, Dougie Fresh Jr.
Relax.
Dougie Fresh, don't sue me for that.
Oh my God. He already said he used cease and desist as we speak.
Y'all go follow her.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for
Thank you for
joining
having me.
Absolutely. I had to.
Y'all, I made her drive a long time. 'Cause we had a parade and stuff. And I was like, and then my phone died. And she was going. When I opened it up, I was like, oh shit.
But it happened.
It happened. At least we're here.
It happened. And
at least
you
we're
are the
here.
third poet on my poet series for Overseas Dream.
Period.
So,
And you better get more.
For sure.
Better get more.
For sure. I'm not gonna tell nobody who's coming up next. But I'm very excited.
Okay.
So if you late to the party, I've already interviewed Mr. Keith Edward Sowell and then Mr. LJ Bowens. So go back to shows 39 and 40. And yeah, 42 is gonna be a blast. But 41, we at 41.
Solid.
Absolutely. And also, if you didn't know, now you know, you can watch these poets and you can see my lovely face on YouTube.
Oh my God.
At Overseas Dreams Radio.
Hey.
Yeah, the interviews are on YouTube now. Somebody came up with the bright idea and I was like, I don't know if I want to do that, but
Why not?
I followed them. Hey, I've been doing it.
Hey.
So, yes, you can now see the poets and hear their work on YouTube as well as SoundCloud. And I do upload select shows to Mixcloud as well sometimes. So,
Period.
yeah.
I live for it. Come on,
absolutely.
You better set up. Set up.
Yes.
See my shoulders? Set up.
This girl is crazy. If you're watching on YouTube, you know.
I'm key. I'm a key. I'm a hoop, as people say.
Yes, thank you so much for joining me. Y'all be sure to tune in next month and every month on FarsideTV.com, on Farside TV's Twitter, Twitch, and Mixcloud channels as well every Friday, every Sunday of the month, 5 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. EST. And as always, be sure to dream big. Wake up the ones sleeping on you because they will wake up. Until next time, peace.
Peace. Yeah.
You're listening to Overseas Dreams.